Okay. So I don't know, some of you weren't able to come last week, but we talked about the second to the last niyama, the fourth niyama, which was svadhyaya, means self-study or self-observation. But we're on the last niyama this week, and it's Isvara Pranidhana, means surrendering to your higher power. So it's the very last one, and it's the most important one that you have to remember. So I'm going to have you all just go ahead and lay on your back and start in Shavasana. We are going to move a little, but you get to start in Shavasana. And just find a comfortable place and close your eyes. And notice your breath, and maybe notice the subtle movement, very subtle movement in your back as you breathe in and out. You can feel it more when you're laying down. Don't try and make it move more or anything like that. Just notice it. And maybe try to draw the breath down a little bit deeper into your belly. You can feel the movement there as well, but we're going to focus on the spine today. We're going to work on feeling really plank-like. And as you lay, I'm just going to share some thoughts from my book, Meditations from the Mat. Thou knowest I am blind, said the angel, because mine eyes still retain the light of the Lord's glory. I can perceive nothing else. Paulo Coelho. So each step forward in our practice is a step inward. To practice yoga is to draw ever closer to the truth. As we learn to relax into our truth moment by moment, breath by breath, posture by posture, the need for pretense starts to fall away. We find that we are shedding the layers of armor we've created to protect the false self we present to the world. But as the armor falls away, we are comforted by the old fears that created the armor in the first place and that have held it in position for so long. Chances are we will be unaware of the moment when we shed a layer of armor. We may simply wake up one day to find that an old fear has reared its head, or that it seems harder to get to our mat and harder still to attend to the other aspect of our practice. Suddenly, chocolate chip cookies and Haagen-Dazs are on the menu. Gossip fills an hour of the day. An unhealthy relationship appears more attractive. At times, it's important to understand that a resurgence of old behavior often accompanies growth. That such regressions are, in fact, signs that we are drawing nearer to our truth. We see this in the stories of Jesus and the Buddha. Both men were beset by their demons, even as they moved unerringly toward their dharma. And both were able to meet their challenges and move on. Their lives are universal examples of the human potential for growth. We all share this potential, and we awaken it each time we practice. Confronting the fears we encounter along the way is an aspect of the practice itself. As the darkness of our fears is dispelled, we become like the angel in Paulo Coelho's tale. Our eyes are filled with the light of love, the love that is ever present beneath all our temporal, earthly loves. When we do feel lost or uncertain, drifting away from our practice, blocked from our own truth, it helps to remember that darkness and confusion too are part of the path. The hero's journey is a journey inward. Yoga is not a workout. It is a work in. Tao Te Ching, we read that the only real movement is return. And this is the point of spiritual practice, to make us teachable, to open our hearts and focus our awareness so that we can know what we already know and be who we already were born to be. Now just bend your back, bring your feet closer together, and really activate your legs and flex your feet. And then just notice if you're set in your rib cage. So kind of draw the rib cage back. And then lift your right leg up a couple inches and hold it. Warming up the core. I want you to feel that. And then set the right foot down and lift the left one a few inches. I promised I'd get you warm, and I will. Hopefully this action is beginning to warm you up. More breath. And set that foot down. If you can grab a block, I should have had you get one closer, sorry. And bring the arms straight up towards the ceiling and the block between your hands, the wide length. And just press. And then ever so slightly, so you're keeping your legs active still, feet are flexed. Just draw the shoulders into the socket, but keep the core and the rib cage back. So it feels like a little bit of movement in your thoracic spine. And then go the opposite way. So press up with your arms. Feel maybe a rounding in your thoracic spine. But everything else stays really stable. So inhale, arms, shoulder blades back, maybe a little movement up with the heart. And then exhale, a little movement down. Just feel the movement in the thoracic spine. One more time. Good. And then find a spot in the middle where it feels really stable in your core. Keep your legs really engaged, and then just stretch the arms up over your head. Now, for most of us, it won't go all the way down. That's okay. Keep squeezing the block. The important thing for you to notice is the strength in your core. Now, lift the right leg up. You can bend it first and then extend it. Try not to let anything in the core change, and then lift the left foot up a couple inches. You really feel strong and stable in the core. Nothing's really moving too much in the spine. Squeeze the block. Keep the legs super engaged. Good. And then lower the left foot and lower the right foot. Feet are together. Feet are flexed. Arms are still working. Core is still the same. Bend the left knee and then stretch the left leg up. And lift the right foot a little bit. Breathe. Squeeze the block. Feel that in your core. Good. Lower the right foot. Lower the left leg. Leg still active. And then go ahead and lose the block. Relax for just a moment. That was work, right? So that feeling, I want you to remember that feeling in your rib cage as we do other movements. Now hug your knees in. Go ahead and rock up to a seated position and come to all fours, please. And for this variation, I'm going to have you stretch your toes long, straight back, and just work through some cow cats, just so you get a little ankle stretch. Oh, I should have thought of that, Mary. Just go as slow or as fast as you want. I'm really actively trying to press my toes down. It feels better. A little back if I do. Good. And then pause. And I'm going to have you either turn your fingers out, or if you're able to, you can turn the fingers towards you. Claw the floor. Remember all the things. You don't want to just dump into your wrist. And you might have to move your knees a little closer. So keep your toes curled back and just do a few more cow cats here just to warm up the wrist. Don't hyperextend your elbows. So you might have to keep a little baby bend. Just warming up the wrist. Good. One more time. Feels way different like this. Good. And then turn the hands back forward. Bring them forward one hand width. Curl the toes and lift to downward facing dog. Try and include the fingertips and the finger mounds more. And then just notice when you get there where you feel really stiff and you want to stretch. So you feel it in your shoulders more or your legs more. And just kind of work with it. Rib cage back still. And then just bend your right knee and stretch through your left leg. But I want you to feel just like when you were on the floor, that leg's super active and both hips are moving back in space. And then switch, bend just the left knee, stretch through the right heel, keep the arches lifted so you really feel active in both legs. Good. And then go ahead and lower your knees, bring them wide. Sit back to child's pose and just let your wrists and your hands rest for a moment. If you're getting warm, you can take off a layer too. Take off a layer. Good. And then come on up to all fours again. And setting up, just extend your right leg back and stretch through the ball of your foot. But think of your leg like when you were laying on your back, and your core the same way. To feel that. So the leg feels really strong, the heels lifted high, and then add in the left arm. So you don't feel a lot of changes in your core. You're just feeling really strong, like you could stay here forever if you needed to. Your hips are the same height. They're square to the front. And then come down, bring the right knee in and switch. So left ball of foot stretches back. Activate that left leg a lot so it feels like, oh, I'm really strong through my core. Add in the right arm. I want you to feel like you're working here. It's not just a passive thing. You're trying to lengthen through the top of your head. Your rib cage is back. And then bring the hand down, bring the knee down. And let's go for the right side again. I'm stretching my toes when I'm in all fours. So you're gonna, this time, bring the right leg up. Don't let the hip lift higher than the left, but feel like that leg is super active. The core is really active, and then add the left arm. You don't feel like you're doing any cat-cow movement. You're just feeling strong and long, more plank-like. And then bring the hand down, bring the knee down, and switch. Really feel that leg super active, the core super active. Add the right arm if you feel stable. Everything's super engaged in the core. Good. Bring the hand down, bring the knee down. And now let's do that a few times with our breath. So inhale, lift the right leg and the left arm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Really feeling the core strength. Lower. And just keep going with your breath. One more time each side. Good, and then go ahead and sit back on your heels for a moment. Just feeling that, yeah, take off the layer now. It is chilly down here, sorry. Shake out your wrist. A lot of wrist work, and then come on up to downward facing dog. Feel armpits lifted, rib cage back, sit bones back, super long. And then just notice your legs. Do they still feel the same as they did when you were on your back? Can you make them so? So everything feels like a really strong and good stretch. Okay, now come forward to plank, but don't let anything change. The only thing that changes is the position of the shoulders and the hips, right? This is really plank. Long back of neck, rib cage back. If you need to do this on your elbows, you can, because we're going to hold it for a moment. See if you can hold it for 5 more breaths. If you need to lower your knees, you can. Stretch through your hips. Do your legs still feel that strong as when you were on the back? Good. Push back, downward dog. Whew, that's a relief. Walk your dog a little bit. And then slowly walk your feet up to your hands and bring them a little wider than your hips and bend your knees a little bit. And then just do a couple pranam. So inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. You need to keep your knees bent, do. Good. Now, everyone bend your knees a little bit and come up more like a pranam. And I'm just going to have you stay super strong in your legs, but try and do a little cow cat in the rest of your back. So think cow pose and then round to cat. It's more subtle than when you're on your knees. If you need to use blocks on your hands, you can. Really feeling the thoracic spine work as well as the rest of your spine. I like to keep my knees bent a little bit because I can really feel my legs working more. And then pause in the middle, wiggle your feet a little closer. Keep those active legs that come into a full Uttanasana. You can bring elbows or hands to elbows if that feels good for you. And then slowly roll up to Tadasana. And go ahead and extend your arms. You can bring them in front of you to find that really connected middle space. And then stretch the arms up, just like when you were on your back. So you feel the rib cage totally engaged. Feel your legs super active. Take a breath. See if you can, some people's arms may be here to feel that. Some people may be able to have more extension. You just decide where it feels good to you. Feels safe to you. Good. One more breath. And on the exhale, bring hands to heart center. And pause. And then just do a half salute. So feel that connection, feel the legs, feel really grounded. Open your eyes as you stretch the arms back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep. And bring the arms back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And keep going like that. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Just feeling all those components of plank as you move. And sweep the arms all the way up. Hands to heart center. Now we're gonna keep going with a few sun salutes. I'm gonna not use blocks, but if you have trouble stepping forward without the blocks, you can use the blocks. So it's totally up to you. You know what I mean by step forward from deep lunge, or from down dog to deep lunge. So that's your key point, so you can just use them. Okay, so inhale, stretch up, feel plank-like. Exhale, fold forward. On with your breath. And fold. Step your right foot back to deep lunge. And I'm going to encourage you to widen your feet a little bit more than normal and get that feeling of plank. So your left hip crease smooths back, your low belly draws up. You lengthen your spine and then see if you can stretch your arms back by your hips, straight back, and hold. So think plank, the different configuration. Low belly draws up, hips stay really stable, rib cage is back. One more breath. Slide the hands forward by your ears, like plank, and then touch down. Good. Step back, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Feel that really strong stretch. Feel the legs super strong. Lower to the mat. You might have to lower your knees. That's okay if you do. Stretch your feet long. And on your inhale, come to cobra. So you still have that connection in your spine. Exhale, lower. But your spine is bending. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. One more time, cobra. This time, hold and just notice. I still that connected. And lower down. Pause there, curl your toes under and see, get that feeling of plank throughout your body and push up slowly to plank. If you need to keep your knees down, do, and then push back down dog. Notice if you're engaging all parts of your hand. Extend the right leg and step it through, deep lunge. Widen your feet a little bit because now you know where we're going. Get that feeling of plank in your core and maybe sweep your arms back. If you need your hands to stay on blocks, that's fine too. I want you to feel your low belly drawing up, rib cage back, nice and strong, plank feeling. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, stretch the arms by your ears if you can feel that plank position and then touch down. Good, step forward, forward fold. As you transition, did you lose the strength in your legs? If you did, add it. Inhale, pranam, strengthen your core there. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Feeling so strong. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. We all want to feel like we're one with our higher power, whatever your belief system is. And I believe when we turn inward like we do when we're practicing, it really helps us to find that feeling. Good. Open your eyes, stretch your arms up. Feel like there's no movement, like you're in plank. Exhale, fold. Pranam. and fold. Step your left foot back, deep lunge, maybe wider. That feels good. Engage everything, same thing, arms back. And then for a few breaths now, stretch the arms by the ear, feel plank, low belly draws up. Everything stays the same. Bend a little deeper into the knee, but keep that plank feeling. One more breath. And touch down on the exhale. Step back, plank pose. It's automatic now. You feel it in your legs, you feel it in your core. And lower to the mat. Inhale, come to cobra. Exhale down. If you're getting tired, you don't have to go through plank, or you can do it on your knees. Curl the toes, slow plank, downward facing dog. Extend the left leg. Remember, just like you did when you were on all fours, step the foot through, deep lunge. Widen the feet, set up. Think, do I still have that strong plank feeling? Arms back till you feel it. And then stretch them by your ears. Right leg is really strong. Left leg feels really strong to help you on your journey here. One more breath. And touch down. Inhale, step forward. Inhale, pranam. And inhale. Rise all the way up, feeling super strong. Exhale. And start center. Take a break. Close your eyes. We want to stay inside as much as possible, just being so conscious of everything going on in our body, in our mind. When we practice. And here we go again. Open your eyes, stretch up. Don't let those rib cage change. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Right foot back again to deep lunge. Widen if you want. In fact, I actually encourage you to bring your left foot a little bit further to the side. Lower the back knee. And then make sure your hand's slightly in front of your shoulder and sweep the left arm up for a little twist. But feeling that really engaged core. Pause there. Maybe lift the back knee. Really engage that right leg. Remember the rib cage back, especially on that left side. Good. Bring the left hand down, wiggle the foot back in. Step back, down dog. Whew. Really engage its legs. If you can feel the sit bones back and apart, but feel the rib cage really engaged. Come forward to plank. If you're getting fatigued, feel free to take child's pose. Pause and plank. Exhale, lower down as slow as you can. Not like a wet noodle. Inhale to cobra. Exhale down. Curl the toes. Re-engage, think plank as you slowly come up and push back. Down dog. Right leg extends and step it through. Deep lunge. Right hand in the middle. Bring the right foot out to the side. Ground the left hand down. Make sure it's slightly in front of your shoulder. And then come to that plank side twist. That's it. Nice. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? Yes. Lengthen through the top of your head. Lengthen the back of your neck. Rib cage is back. Good. Touch down. Wiggle that foot back to deep lunge and step forward. Pranam. And fold. Feeling strong. Stretch up. Exhale, hands to heart center. You feel it in your legs still? Still grounded? Yeah, I do too. So that's what we want to get. So let's go for one more. Stretch up. So that strong plank. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Left foot back, deep lunge. This time lower the back knee. Actually, get that feeling of strength. And then stretch up, Anjaneyasana. You feel that strength all the way up and down, but maybe you feel your spine move a little bit. Good, now same thing you did before, stretch the left arm to the floor, right arm stays up. Twist. But this time I'm gonna have you lift your back leg. Super strong, like a plank feeling. Breathe. Enjoy. Feel like it's an opening. It's like you're reaching up for your higher power. Good, and then touch down. Step back, down dog. I like to start in down dog because I never know where my feet are going to be until I look. And then come to plank. And then you know if you need to lower your knees, you can lower to the mat. Cobra. Lower. And you get your choice, all fours to down dog or plank slowly to down dog. Extend the left leg, step it through, deep lunge. Feel that strength. Check your right leg, hips are square, lower the back knee. And this time stretch up, Anjane with that really connected feeling. Low belly's drawing up, rib cage is back. Good, right hand comes down, left arm stays up for that twist. And lift the back knee. Really feel strong like plank, your hips are square. Low belly's drawing up. One more breath. And touch down. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Plank Tadasana. Feeling that. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. feel like every time I close my eyes, I notice my breath more. It brings me to a place of connection to my physical body. Maybe a connection to my heart. Good. Inhale. Open your eyes. Stretch up. Exhale. Fold forward. Pranam. And step back. Downward facing dog. And we're going to side plank. So if you have elbow issues, you might want to lower to your elbows instead of on your hands. Just bring both heels to the right side. So you're on the little toe side of your right foot, inside edge of your left, and feeling that connection come up to side plank. Right hand slightly in front of your shoulder. Can you feel it all the way up? Good. Come back to downward facing dog. And then move to the other side. Bend your knees a little bit. You can bounce, whatever, just to get yourself ready for the other side. Now swivel both heels to the left. Feel yourself come forward to that plank feeling and extend on up. Really nice, you guys. Wow. Gorgeous. And come on down. Take a child's pose. Sometimes it's okay to move and just kind of not be so mindful about getting that feeling of strength and plank, but it really feels good when you are able to get that. And your plank and your poses feel so much more stable and strong. Okay, we're going to do that one more time, and you get to choose your variation. So come up to down dog mindfully. Make sure that your hands are in front of your shoulders before you even start. And I'm going to you can step your foot, or you can do what we just did, or you can stack your feet and then see if you can lift the top leg and still feel that plank feeling. So you decide. So turn to the little toe side of your right foot. And then whatever variation you're going for, I just want you to feel strong, plank, straight, maybe lift the top foot, try and get on the bottom side of your right foot, no matter what variation you're doing. Good. Come back, down dog, lower your knees, take a child's pose. You're lifting the leg, just keep thinking plank. I just want to feel strong there. I'm not trying to go for the most open and heart opening and lifting the leg high position. I just want to feel stable. Okay, so let's come on up. We got one more side. Downward facing dog first. And then little toe side of the left foot. Either step the right foot, stack it. Feel that strong plank. Remember your shoulders. That's it. Good. And if you want to, you can lift the top leg. Oh, come on down. Take a child's pose. Well done. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. There he's going, I'm really sorry I came this morning. So, good. Step your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Turn the toes out slightly. Come to a deep squat. And you don't have to feel like plank in deep squat. And then go ahead and transition to your backside. And make sure that you move back just a little bit with your sits bones. And then step your hands back a ways and bring them nice and wide. I just feel like this is better for my shoulders because we're going to go to Purvottanasana, which is like tabletop. You are going to want to feel like plank here. So draw the rib cage back, broaden the clavicles a little bit so it feels like your heart comes forward just slightly. Activate your legs and your feet, and then just lift up to tabletop. Don't let the shoulders change. Broaden the clavicles, lift the heart. I like to keep my head looking forward because it feels stronger for me, but if you have enough strength, you can keep lengthening the neck and look up at the ceiling. Good, and then slowly lower the seat back down. Stay leaning back. Lift the legs, lift the hands. Navasana. Same feeling of plank in your core. If your hamstrings are tight, it's better. Keep the knees bent, or you can stretch them. Good. Step the hands back right where they are. Bring the feet down. Set up. It's really important for your shoulders that you don't let this happen. That you feel super strong. That your heart is moving up as you come to tabletop. Lift the heart. Good. Lower the hips. Okay. Lift the legs, lift the arms. Navasana. You know, we did just have a lot of food and all the holidays, so you have to do some core work, right? One more time, this time, step the hands back, but see about stretching the legs straight. Get that feeling of plank in your legs. Set the shoulders and then lift up. See if you can keep the legs straight, maybe stretch the toes long. This is full Purvottanasana. If it doesn't work for you, no big deal. I just want you to feel that feeling of plank again. Good. Lower the hips. Stretch the legs, stretch the arms. Navasana. Lengthen connection. Good. Cross the legs and come to a seated position. And just close your eyes. Noticing your heart. And then I'm going to have you sit on your blanket if you want. And stay in cross-legged position. I just feel like it's a little safer for me to be a little taller and really feel the sits bones grounded and draw my low belly up. I can feel connection. And then bring your right hand behind you, left hand to the knee. And just move slowly with your breath into a little twist. You still feel that plank connection. And then come back to center and move to the other side. You still feel plank-like in your core, but you're getting to move in a different direction than you have been. Loosen everything up again on the sides. Come back to center. Switch the shin that you have in front and just do that again. Go slowly and mindfully. And then switch. Coming back to center. Go ahead and transition to your backs. And turn out. Once you get there, feel your heart rate slowly moving back a bit. And bring your arms to cactus or T. Bring your feet under your knees. Lift your hips to the right just a little bit. Hug your knees in, flex your feet, and allow your knees to roll to the right side. Lying down twist. You want to, you can stretch the top leg straight. That feels okay to you. I like to hold on to my right foot with my left hand, but you don't have to. I just want you to feel like it's a good stretch, kind of stretching out things that got all tight while we were doing all those planks. Maybe even turn your head to the right. And then bringing the knees back up, feet flat so you can shift your hips to the left side now. Lift the legs and allow yourself to roll to the right hip, the knees off to the right. And straighten the top leg if that feels good. And turn your gaze to the left. And then bending the top leg, bring the knees back to center, shift the hips back to the middle, hands by your hips, That feeling you had in Purvottanasana or tabletop. Get that feeling in your chest. Feel the plank position in your core and your legs. And then lift up to Setu Bandha. Just stay for a few breaths. You can come down when you're ready, but I'm going to stay for a few breaths, just really feeling strong and long. Even though you're arcing your back a little bit, really safe feeling. And then everybody lower down. Bring your hands to your belly. Let your feet come together, knees open wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. And closing the knees. Stretch your legs out long, but I want you to bring them together again. Flex the feet. Bring your arms straight up. Pretend like you're squeezing the block. And stretch them over your head. It's plank. Good. Bring your right leg up. And then reach for your back of your leg with your arms to interlace. And feel a little bit of a stretch so you still feel really long and strong in your spine. Point and flex a few times. You can lift your left leg if that feels good. If you want to say, wow, I'm feeling it. And then lower the left foot, lower the right leg. Get that feeling of plank. Stretch the arms up. Really connect. Left leg comes up. Reach. See if you can interlace behind the leg without changing anything with the right foot. Point and flex. Left hip crease is moving forward. Good. And then release everything to the floor and then hug your knees in. Draw your belly button towards your spine. Bring your knees towards your nose. Roll up into a little ball. And then stretch out for Shavasana. And if you need to cover up, please do. I encourage you to. If you strip down, maybe you'll clothe up again or cover up with a blanket and settle in. I want you to feel your breath again. Maybe slight movement in your spine. Breathe in and out. Isvara Pranidhana. Like a celebration of spiritual connection. Surrendering to your God. the universal, whatever your belief system is. And just relax into that feeling, connection. As you continue to relax, I just wanted to share some thoughts from Julia Cameron's Book of Blessings. Divine love guides me. I count and I count on this blessing, reminding myself that Spirit always speaks both to me and through me. I listen with my heart and I hear with clarity. In every situation, I find the path of compassion, the voice of higher wisdom. I'm able to hear divine guidance. I seek my inner wisdom and it comes to me. It's always there. There is a right solution, a good outcome for every difficulty. The world evolves in all its particulars towards higher good and harmony. I am able to be a part of this upward evolution as I listen and respond to my inner cues. I do not need to act out of fear. I do not need to force solutions. My inner wisdom guides me. As I listen to my heart, I find support in the outer world. There is no place too isolated for guidance to reach me through inner and outer promptings. I ask to be led. I listen. The world responds to my listening with a voice of compassion and clear guidance. I am blessed by the guidance I receive. Connect with your breath again. Again, your transition by moving small ways. Take your time. Our knees in, pulling to the right side. Pushing on up. When you're ready. Just bring hands to heart center. Thank you for being such bright lights in the world. Namaste. Guys, well done. Does it feel okay, Christine? Yeah. Thank you guys at home to have a great weekend. I guess it's Friday. It doesn't feel like Friday. But
Thanks, Lisa.
yeah, thank you, Laura. Bye now.
Bye.